Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Southeast Tech. My name is Bob Griggs. I'm the president here at Southeast Tech, and it's a really exciting day for us, for our students, and more importantly, I think, for the entire region, as we are pleased to announce a new collaboration with the University of South Dakota and the University Center. And so with that, I am going to turn the mic over to Dr. Jim Moran, the provost at the University of South Dakota, who, without his leadership on this initiative that we're going to be discussing, it would not have happened. So please join me in welcoming the panelists, and they'll be up and provide an opportunity for them to speak to you directly. But join me in welcoming Dr. Moran and his colleagues here from the University of South Dakota.
Thank you, President Griggs. It really is a pleasure to be here to really see the dawn of a new day, I think, in terms of the kind of cooperation that we're going to have between Southeast Tech, University of South Dakota, through the University Center in Sioux Falls. The concept of our new program, which is a bachelor's degree in technical leadership, really I should give credit to a lot of different people. Certainly at USD, the faculty, chairs, deans who recognize that as the state's flagship institution, we have a responsibility to look at how we address the educational needs of this Sioux Falls region. And really by reconceiving some of what we do in terms of our programs, that's what we're looking to do. And also, I'm going to give credit to a number of people who are in this room who have served on kind of a planning committee to look at the new vision and mission of the University Center of Sioux Falls. The Darren Ketchum, Jason Ball, Lyman Clemmensen, who helped reframe, I think, what we were doing. And what we were doing was try to build this bachelor's degree in technical leadership, in which we recognize the value of the technical degree programs, the AAS programs that come out of Southeast Tech, as well as any other technical school in the state, for people who are working here in the Sioux Falls region and being able to move forward and get additional educational experiences. We've designed this program around 7 certificate programs that a student can get independent from the bachelor's degree, but also part of the bachelor's degree. And in doing so, we recognize that some students may only want to get a certificate program. Those certificate programs are in personnel supervision, communication and leadership, regulatory affairs and lab sciences, management, small business entrepreneurship, healthcare leadership, and web design. 2 of those programs we already had in place. 5 of those were approved at the Board of Regents meeting last week, as well as this bachelor's degree in technical leadership. So what we're asking students to do is, for the bachelor's degree, is to complete one of the certificates, and the remaining courses they may select from a number of courses that are in that bachelor's program, and then fill out with their 120-hour program with electives, some additional general education courses to complete the full general education courses. But the critical issue here is we recognize the value and academic integrity of the AAS degrees that they have received here at any of the technical institutes across the state. And so we're hoping to bring in up to 60 hours of those technical degree programs at our 60 hours and give the opportunity for students to be able to advance their career life, achieve some of their goals in terms of where they would like to be, sometimes a year, 4, 5, 10 years after they've completed their first degree here. So it's an exciting time for us, and I believe that this conceptualization will help increase the educational attainment of this region. I do believe that if we can do that, that helps us recruit more businesses to the area. I think the concept of really true collaboration between technical institutes, the state's flagship institution, and the University Center in Sioux Falls is really an important factor in terms of advancing the region and the state. So thank you for being here. And I really do give credit to really everybody up on this panel who has seen a vision and been able to realize that vision to benefit our students and our community. So thank you.
Good morning. I'm Craig Johnson. I'm the Executive Director for University Center, and I'm really excited to be here this morning. This is really a groundbreaking kind of event here to have this type of program announced here. It's a dramatic, kind of seismic shift in the way that we're working together on these types of programs. I think it's very appropriate that Dr. Moran led off the comments this morning because he really does deserve a lot of the credit, if not nearly all of it, for taking the initiative to come up with this program, do the work to get it in place, because it took us from really having Southeast Tech grads in a very challenging situation in terms of being able to go on and complete a bachelor's degree based on their Southeast Tech education to a point now where they can go directly to one of our state universities and one of our flagship schools to do that. So I really want to acknowledge the credit done by all the work done by Provost Moran and his office. I also want to emphasize that as was mentioned by Dr. Moran, that this was really a collaborative effort, and it's just an example of the many things we have in the works and that will continue to happen in the future. While USD and the Provost's office really created this program, it also is based on the kinds of ongoing discussions we're having on a regular basis between University Center and Southeast Tech. And we have to do that, we have to keep doing that, just to explore opportunities and identify either challenges or issues or opportunities that we need to pay attention to. So that collaboration is simply the basis of our future, and we know that. I also want to comment on the strategic planning effort we've been involved in here at University Center since January. That too is a true collaboration in that we've been very much engaged with the community. We've been sharing information with Southeast Tech as we move forward in that effort. And many people are concerned that as we develop our new workforce orientation at University Center, develop associate degrees and certificates, that's going to compete head-on with Southeast Tech, and that's simply not true. This program we're announcing here today is an example that what we're really after is how do we complement one another, how do we work together rather than duplicate or compete. And this is an example of how we'll be able to do that. So we will be working together to continue in that path and to move forward. And I'm very optimistic that this program we're celebrating today is just the beginning of other programs like this that we'll be able to do with all the state universities in a variety of ways. So it's the start of really great things to come. So thanks for being here this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jason Ball, the president of the Sioux Falls Area Chamber of Commerce, and I'm excited to be here for another one of these important milestone announcements that are going to, I think, years from now, mark a first step towards a greater education and workforce collaboration system that's going to allow people to advance in this economy. So this is an exciting day. I want to begin by thanking STI and President Griggs for his vision and leadership here at this institution, and also recognize the leadership of the University of South Dakota for all that they are doing in this community. This marks another important step that we are working collaboratively to help people take control over their careers and their education and really lead their own economic advancement here in the largest non-farm economy in the state of South Dakota. This is a major step forward for us, and it marks a large and robust collection of education offerings that are really trying to better organize how we go about doing this important work of providing workforce for our businesses. Your Chamber of Commerce represents about 2,300 businesses in this area. I'm new here, so I have been trying to meet every last one of them. I can tell you I have yet to find a business that doesn't tell me workforce is a pinch point for us. I will have a party at the office the first time I talk to that business, but we are already knee-deep in trying to work hard to help that get better. Your chamber is also composed of 87,000 employees of those businesses, and all of those people deserve an opportunity to advance their career in an accessible and an affordable way through seeking education opportunities that are provided in institutions like STI, University Center, and USD. I think the most important comment that has been made today, and I want to reiterate it, is collaboration. We're going to solve this issue by using the resources that we have here so collaboratively. And that's why this partnership between STI and USD is so important. It's why the wonderful collaboration that I have seen in my short time here between University Center and STI is so critically important. USD has also been a leader in developing the Discovery District along with Rich Nazer and the Zeal Center. Again, another component to these offerings that are going to allow people to advance their careers and grow this economy in the way that they see fit. And so I have a much bigger vision for what this community is going to need in the next 20 years to really remain competitive as an amazing economy that we are. And it's all workforce based, and I am so thrilled that we have great partners like the Development Foundation and our education institutions to do this work with. So I'll wrap it up and I think turn it over to Juan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason. I'm Lyman Clemmensen from the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody here. When I had the opportunity to participate in the University Center's planning group meetings the past several months, along with leaders from USD, SDSU, DSU, community leaders, the Board of Regents, and University Center's consultant group, there were two key initiatives that we focused on. First one, provide students with a way to start degree paths. In other words, the need to be student-centered. We needed to be student-centered. And the second one, to address workforce needs through fast-track certificates and training and workforce-oriented degrees. In addition to Southeast Technical Institute held several sector breakfasts the last 5 months, involving industries in healthcare, transportation, construction, skilled trades, and IT. Business leaders made it very clear that educators needed to provide more courses in managerial skills, entrepreneurship, leadership, supervision, and communication. The leadership of Southeast Tech heard those critical requests and were determined to address them, thanks to Bob and his team. With this important announcement today of collaboration between USD and other state universities, Southeast Technical Institute, and the University Center, a variety of certificates will be developed in response to workforce needs, which I am really happy to hear, including management, leadership, and communication, all of which were identified by industry leaders. And the degrees that will be provided by Southeast Tech and the University Center, along with its partner state universities, will allow individuals to further their education and begin efforts not only toward jobs, but more importantly, toward career opportunities. Through this announcement today, it shows the value of Southeast Tech and the University Center, along with the support and endorsement of the Board of Directors, Board of Regents, working together to help meet our community's workforce development needs. In my estimation, it is a major win for students, educators, and the community alike. Thank you.
Good morning, Jim Jacobson, Vice President of Academics, and as you've heard from the other panelists, first of all, thank you for coming out. This is one of the more exciting announcements that we've had the opportunity to bring forward to the Sioux Falls region in the last few years, and this is an incredible opportunity for our Southeast Tech graduates. The University of South Dakota Bachelor of Science in Technical Leadership is one more pathway, one more opportunity for our Southeast Technical Institute graduates to continue their education. As Lon mentioned, President Griggs convened a series of sector breakfasts during the past several months on our campus, and what we heard from employers was that there's tremendous need for a skilled workforce throughout the region. And the cooperation and collaboration between the University of South Dakota, the University Center, and Southeast Technical Institute is going to help our employers meet their workforce needs. This has really been a fun and exciting project to work on, and I would really like to thank a couple individuals. First of all, Dr. Moran and your team from the University of South Dakota. Your vision and leadership allowed us to start the discussion and to wrap this project up and to bring it forward to the state, and then also to Craig Johnson and his team from the University of South Dakota. We've had a number of meetings with both organizations during the past year, and we've all set turf aside to say, how can we work together to help our students advance their education and careers? And this is just step one in a partnership that I hope will continue for many years. I think that Dr. Moran had an incredible vision for embedding certificate options within the degree. It's going to allow students to customize their degree. As you heard earlier, students will need to select at least one certificate, but they can then choose another certificate or courses from other certificates to complete their degree. Those certificates and that degree are going to allow students to meet their career goals and advance their careers. And as students earn those certificates, they're going to be creating advancement opportunities at their current employers, as well as increasing their earning potential while they're going to school. We know that many of our Southeast Tech graduates are looking for opportunities to continue their education and to advance their careers, and this degree is creating one more pathway for students to do that. Thank you.
Well, good morning. My name is Mark Mickelson. I serve in the South Dakota Legislature. And I've been involved, Slater Bars here from the Sioux Falls Development Foundation, and I first really became aware of Southeast Tech in my role as a board member there. And I remember making some Forward Sioux Falls calls when we were raising money, which is a program where we promote the community economic development. And we had a consultant in from Colorado. And I said, well, do we have the right 5 things we're working on? And he said, Mark, they're good. But the key to a successful campaign is that we all work together. And when you look across the country and when you look across South Dakota, one of the very key reasons that Sioux Falls is prospering is that this community has a history of working together. We don't get in our silos. We don't have county government and city government and business community working for different objectives and different agendas. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think we've struggled in higher education in this community with that issue, which is why this is such a big first step to be here today. And I'd just like to tip my hat to Dr. Moran and President Briggs. And are you a doctor, Craig? Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson and Risa Dr. Johnson, because we're breaking down the silos here today. And as a legislator, what we care for and what most of you care for is what's best for the student and what's best for the employer and what's best for the taxpayer. And it's pretty clear that if we work together, we can accomplish a lot more than we can kind of each pursuing our separate agendas. And so this is a first step. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I was dumbfounded when I found out that you could transfer credits from the technical institutes to the University of Sioux Falls, or to Augustana, or to Kearney State, or to Mankato. But you couldn't do it to SDSU or USD. That doesn't serve the interests of the student, it doesn't serve the interests of the employer, and it does not serve the interest of the taxpayer. So congratulations, and please keep up that good work. I'm gonna take a minute, and I'm gonna just transgress. Well, I'll tell you one story, because what's the legislature do? I'm gonna tell you a story about a woman. Anyone remember Barb Everest? Some of you? At any rate, it was legislative compulsion. She actually was the Senate Majority Leader probably 12 years ago, and she brought a law requiring 15 credit hours of gen ed credits to transfer from the technical institutes to the universities. And in fact, how many universities do we have? 6? 5 of the universities wouldn't take transfer credits from Black Hills State, which really irritates my brother, who's Black Hills State's alum. So, at any rate, sometimes we push, sometimes we nudge. Today, I think we're here to say thank you and congratulations. Now, there's a lot of work to do, and one of the things that all of you should be aware of is we compete in a regional economy, and our workforce development's the key word today, and everyone needs it because it's hard to do right now. It's hard to find enough good qualified people. One of the ways we prepare our workforce is post-secondary education. And when you look around the region, students look at cost. And if you're coming to Southeast Tech, I think you're paying about $230 a credit hour. And if you're going to Craig Johnson's institution, what are you paying, $330 a credit hour?
$335, and we have a discount for lower division at $270.
It gets confusing. I'm just gonna say $230 at Southeast Tech, $335 at University Center, 30 credit hours in a year. So take that number times 30, and that's about what it's gonna cost a student a year for tuition and fees. If you trek on over to Shelton, Iowa, it's 180. You trek on over, a credit hour, if you trek on over to Jackson, Minnesota, it's 180. Or if you wanna go to Norfolk, it's 110. We're out of market high, okay? And so, because we have such strong programming, and because we're such a vibrant community, we do keep our students. But we're gonna have to respond to that, which is one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and sponsor an initiated measure that will be on the ballot in the fall of 2018 that would raise the tax on a pack of cigarettes $1, put $20 million into the technical institutes, and then buy down the cost of that tuition and fees so that tuition and fees is more competitive with what's happening in the region. Chad Peterson, I just hired him to help me gather signatures. For any of you that are interested in maybe helping out on that cost, we're gonna need to get about 18,000 signatures between now and November 6th, and so we're gonna need some help. President Griggs, thank you for the opportunity to be here, and congratulations.
I think we have a microphone, if you want, on the panel, Craig, if you want to pick that up. But we thought we'd just open it up a couple minutes for any questions that anyone had, and then we'll break after that. So again, thank you to all the panelists. It's a really exciting initiative to be involved with, and we're glad you're here. With that, we'll open it up for questions.
This is for you, Jim. And we should also call out President Abbott, because and the Board of Regents, because we wouldn't be here if it's been blessed by the higher powers that be. And so we ought to thank them for their willingness to make this move. What caused us to get this done?
Well, I think it was a recognition of our concept at University of South Dakota of how important the university center here in Sioux Falls was in trying to recognize that our mission extends beyond Vermilion, and I think with that, then that framed the importance of serving the needs of a different group of students than we would typically serve. And what that meant is working with the technical institutes, especially Southeast here, to try to identify where are some of those gaps, as you pointed out, in terms of serving the needs of students. And so that conceptualization of this program, it was kind of born from that framework of how important it was to enhance those post-secondary educational opportunities for students up in the Sioux Falls region, and what we could do to help that. We created last year a associate degree in general studies, which gave one option for students, and this is a second option for students. And I think it is really important for us to recognize that as a liberal arts institution, what is interesting when we talk about leadership, when we talk about communication skills, all of those fit very well with the mission of USD. And as a public institution, our goal is to serve students. And I think that's really what the impetus for this was. And the ability, as you said, for the Board of Regents, for President Abbott, to be able to think students first. And with that students first comes the germ of this idea. And a lot of hard work for people to then make it a realistic possibility now beginning in the fall for a number of students.
Thanks. Any other questions? Well, with that, I think we'll wrap up again. Thank you to all the panelists for being here today and for helping us celebrate and announce this really exciting initiative. And as we all said, what's so exciting about this is the tremendous opportunities for our students. So thank you for being here, and congratulations to Dr. Moran and to Dr. Johnson from the University Senate. Thank you.